Now, Oklahoma almost lost to the Gus Bus last week. I did not see that coming. I don't really think too many people expected that game to be as close as what it was, but Oklahoma was able to escape. But are they going to be able to remain undefeated going on the road against the Kansas Jayhawks? Now, they're a 10-point favorite at this moment. Now, we don't know if Jalon Daniels is going to suit up and be able to play for the Jayhawks in this game. And if he doesn't play, then I definitely believe that Oklahoma is going to win this game convincingly and it's not going to be close. But the reason why we're talking about this matchup is because there's a really good chance that we do see Jalon Daniels play. And anytime Jalon Daniels plays, he's like dynamite. And I love Brent Venables as a head coach. And Oklahoma's defense has been really good this year. But we've seen this defense struggle against dynamic quarterbacks. John Rice Plumlee is one of the most dynamic dual-threat quarterbacks in all of college football, and he kind of had a little bit of a solid performance against this OU defense. And going up against Kansas, with Jalon Daniels hopefully being able to play, I do think that Jalon Daniels does play in this game. Jalon Daniels, with his ability to get outside the pocket, buy time for his receivers to get open, and also with how dynamic he is when he chooses to tuck the ball and run, is going to pose a really tough task for this OU defense. And Oklahoma's defense, I guess last week maybe they just had a little bit of an off game, but they kind of had some busted plays on some busted coverages. It wasn't the kind of game that we've been accustomed to seeing out of OU's defense this year. Now, going against this Kansas offense, they got more playmakers than just Jalon Daniels. They got a really good running back. They got a pretty solid group of wide receivers. So Kansas does have some talent to be able to challenge this Oklahoma defense. Now, is Kansas defense going to be able to get some damn stops in this game? Because anytime I watch Kansas defense, they make me want to throw my damn TV. They struggle when it comes to making tackles. They give up a lot of big plays, not just on the ground, but in the passing game as well. I think Oklahoma should be able to put up points on every single possession that they get the ball on offense. The question is, how is this Oklahoma defense going to fare against this Jayhawks offense when Jalon Daniels is able to get healthy and suit up for this game? Because I do believe he should be able to play. Like, he's missed the last couple of games and Kansas is coming off a bye. So if Jalon Daniels isn't healthy for this game, then I don't think he's ever going to be healthy. And if this ends up being a one-possession game, is this Kansas coaching staff going to be able to make the right late-game decisions? Because they pissed me off with the stunt that they pulled in their loss to Oklahoma State. So tell me why it's 4th and 1. Every team is damn near utilizing the Philadelphia Eagles brotherly shove or the tush push, whatever you want to call it. And instead of going with the QB sneak or the tush push, Kansas wants to get cute and call a bubble screen. In late game situations, Lance Leopold and his coaching staff, they don't really have the best judgment. And that's really what concerns me about Kansas if they're able to keep this game close. Is the coaching staff going to be able to make the proper good calls on 4th down? Or are they going to try to get cute and fancy like how they did against Oklahoma State? So if Jalon Daniels plays, I do think that this game is going to be a lot closer than that 10-point spread. But I'm still going to have to go with Oklahoma. And I don't really view this as a potential upset. Many people are going to have this on their potential upset watch list, on potential upset alert list. But even when Jalon Daniels, or if he's able to play in this game, I don't really think that Kansas is going to win, even though they are playing at home, because their defense is just not that good. Yeah, they got a great offense, and their offense may be able to go tick for tack with this OU offense, and it probably could be a high-scoring affair in the first half. But the thing about it is that whose defense do you trust more to get more key stops in this game? Oklahoma or Kansas? I got to go with Oklahoma. Yeah, Kansas has a prime opportunity to pull off an upset because they are playing at home. And we already know anytime you got a team that's a favorite that has to go on the road, most of the times, that's where the upsets occur. But in this situation, Kansas doesn't really have a dependable defense that Kansas can lean on and be like, yeah, like, get us a stop and go win us the game. If anything, you need this game to be close, and you need this game to be in Jalon Daniels' hands for Kansas to have an opportunity to win it. And if Jalon Daniels doesn't play, I don't really think that this game is going to be all that close. Now, Jason Bean isn't bad. Jason Bean is a pretty solid quarterback, but there definitely is a significant drop-off between him and Jalon Daniels. I don't really think that Oklahoma should be on upset watch this week. I don't think that this is one of those upset alert games. I think as long as Kansas, has Jalon Daniels, they're going to be able to put points up on the board, and they may be able to go point for point with Oklahoma for the first couple of quarters. But eventually, Oklahoma's defense is going to get a couple of stops, and Kansas defense, they're not going to be able to get enough of those stops unless Oklahoma has one of those games where they come out and they start out a little sloppy and they're giving the football away and they're beating themselves, and that's different. But as long as Oklahoma comes in and they play a disciplined game, they don't beat themselves, I think they should be able to handle business against Kansas.